Well, it looks like Mark Martin's Sprint Cup career is coming to a close. According to published reports on J-Ski and possibly elsewhere, Homestead as a fill-in driver for the injured Tony Stewart will be his last race. Great career coming to a close. Won some races driving for a few different cars, mostly for Jack Roush, although he won some races for Rick Hendrick. Came close a couple times on the championship, but couldn't quite pull it off. And I know you Ford fans are saying he's going to get robbed in 1990, but I disagree. Of course, I was a Dale Earnhardt fan. But that's neither here nor there. I just want to talk about that I feel I'm in a unique position to comment. I've literally watched Mark Martin since he was 17, 18 years old on the old American Speed Association, which was a Midwest sanctioning body out of Anderson or Pendleton, Indiana, which run tracks like Salem, Indiana, Winchester, Indiana, Queen City Speedway outside of Cincinnati, Indianapolis Raceway Park. And I've watched Martin at a lot of these tracks, and it was quite a ride. He'd show up, and you literally, ASA drew a lot of people back then. You had guys like, some guys later made it to Cup, the late Dick Trickle, Alan Kowicki, Rusty Wallace, and you had a couple in ASA that never really did much. Bob Seneker did a little bit of Cup racing, but not a lot. And Mike Eddy, I don't believe he ever run a Cup race. I could be wrong on that, but they were as good as anybody in ASA that came to Sprint Cup or Winston Cup as it was known then. And Mark Martin literally grew up in ASA racing against those type drivers. And he was fun to watch. The little funny part about Mark Martin, when he was young, he had that hair of the 70s. So did I, the 70s and 80s. And you'd have to get to the races early to get a good seat, like I said. And you get up in the stands and you look down, and when he was 18, 19 years old, I'm not kidding you, he looked about 12. Long hair. Of course, he's not very tall, neither am I, but you wonder, how'd the 12-year-old get in the pits? You wonder, is there any age restriction? Next thing you know, he would be in a uniform and getting in that orange 2 car, and they said that ASA was a lot about chassis setups because everybody pretty much had a motor from 1, 2, or 3 engine builders. And frankly, a lot of the chassis came from the same places. There were 2 or 3 main chassis manufacturers back in the day. And it was fun times to go to them ASA races. I mean, if I was going to go to Queen City on a Sunday afternoon race, I had to leave early because you better be there. Well, I'm about 2 hours. That's the one outside Cincinnati. It's about 2 hours, so you had to leave early because you might be standing room only. But Mark Martin, thanks for the memories. I'm not particularly a fan for a long time of Mark Martin, and maybe because I was a little jealous because I'm about the same age. And his dad owned a trucking company, and my dad was a welder. He'd watch a race on TV when it was on, Wild World of Sports back then, but had no interest in trying to get involved in it. So yeah, I was a little jealous, I admit it. But just thanks for the memories, Mark Martin. That's all this vlog's about.